Hi Flosstube, it's Shelly, Keyx Stitch on Instagram, and it's Only Stitching here on YouTube, January 21st, 2023. Hope everybody is having a good new year so far. Thanks for watching, and I know there's nothing else to watch, right? So that's why you're here. Ooh, so many whip parades. I don't know how many hours behind. 50 hours of stuff to watch. It's a lot. A lot of the things I finished for Christmas I gave away, so hopefully I'll edit this and put a picture of the smalls I finished at the end. And then I've also finished a couple more things. I finished Christmas Garden just like a couple days ago, and this is on 16 count headstone. I don't know who it's by. I bought it from Kitten Stitcher, and she doesn't put the dyer, and it could have been her. And I'm counting this finished, even though I'm going to go back and put in people's initials for my family, because there's 5 spots for initials on here. And I used the called for colors, except for I added this, which is brick, and the dark green is lily pad, and then the called for. But I really like how it turned out. And I had to do, I think the whole top row I had left. There was a lot I had to do, but it started going really fast once I got the middle big bouquet done. But I'm kind of sick of bouquets right now. But I love this one. And of course I hemmed and hawed about putting Christmas Garden at the bottom, but I just decided it was easy. It was already charted. And this is, this is because I had 2 different skeins of heirloom gold. So the darker part was one skein, the lighter part was another. That's how it goes. Maybe I should put it on the back of this. I finished Sleigh Rides, Stitching with the Housewives. And this is on a black, I think, chalkboard Ada. And it's just, I'm pretty sure these black, almost black colors are just a Witchelt. That was everything called for. I messed up, and this is different. This was Jolly Housewives, their style that they did the Fat Quarter Shop and Stitching with the Housewives. And then I finished this one, which is by Kathy Haberman, and it was one that she sold through Hirschner's, which was like $5 or $6. You can still get it as a download. And I had this going forever. I finally just finished it up this year. And I changed some of the colors to add in pink and purple. Because there was brown. Like there was brown for the ground. And you can barely see it, but there are some colors underneath that line. But I thought it was cute. And she does have 4 of these that go with the seasons besides this one. And then I finished Santa's Hot Cocoa. This you haven't seen because I was stitching this for Cheryl. Did I finish it? No, you can tell I didn't finish it. Merry Christmas, Cheryl. But he's very, very cute. And I did change the red on this to, I think, Turkish red by Weeks instead of, it was probably ribbon red, I think the called for. They're very similar though. And then I stitched this for my sister as an ornament. So you'll see that in the finishes. She just lost her dog Lucy that was a white fluffy dog that kind of looked like that, even though that's supposed to be, these are supposed to be like a snow family. And so that's supposed to be a snow dog, but her dog looked like this with a tail like that. And I made that into an ornament, not a stand-up. I also finished 2 Barbara Annas that I'd hanging around forever. Sailing Dreams is one of them. I don't know the other one because I can't find the cover page for it, but here is Sailing Dreams. Actually, this is the only one I finished. I had the other one finished before. They're just both on the same fabric. So this was about less than an hour away from being finished. I just had to do a few of the clouds and finish the sailboats and I think do the fish. Wasn't this? It was some of the fish, but it was very, very close. And I used all the called for, and this is on some kind of PTP gray. But I love her colors, and I usually do not change her colors because they're kind of unusual and I like stitching with them. And here's the other one that I had finished a while ago that I don't have the cover for because this was finished a long time ago. But both of those need to be finished on the wall, right? I think I finished this one recently. If not, it's a previous finish. This is also on a picture of this plus gray. I think it's, I don't know what this is, Mystic. So this is also stitching with the housewives. And it was a lot of snowflakes. And I think I think I had run out of the blue color. So I had to wait till I got some more Tropical Paradise. But this is so cute. I'm not even very much into barns, but I like the barn. Can I say cute anymore about their stuff? Cute, cute, it's all cute, cute, cute. And this I finally finished. This I started, I know, in 2019. Well, you'll see the county I live in. This is Cardinal Points by Long Dog Samplers, and it was a collaboration, I think, with Gentle Art, because it's a whole Gentle Art, is all the thread in it. And I used all the called for except for a couple, like this orange I think I changed because it looked like that orange, and the same thing with the reds. The two reds looked even more similar than they look in this picture. And I also was changing the cardinal. No, I think I went with what they had, because I thought one should be more of a girl cardinal. She should be more yellow than just the wing. But there's a couple of them where the wings, that one, and the bottom one where the wings are yellow. So maybe those are the females. And this is on 18 count white Aida. And I didn't put, there's two lines around the outside that I didn't put in because I hate trying to make it straight. And I'm gonna frame this myself because it's a square. And I had a lot of this to do. I had done all the border and this up. So I had almost all this bottom part to do. I had two of the grapes outlined and I had these two flowers done, and that's it. And so I had to do the two big pots of flowers, the cardinal, the writing, and these two flowers, and then fill in all the grapes. And I think I had to do 4 leaves, 4 of the grape leaves. So yay, it's done. I love how bright it is. And it was really fun stitching all the colors. I didn't even mind the border because it's repetitive, but it's a little bit, keeps your interest because you kind of have to think a little bit, because I was like, oh yeah, I know how this goes. And then I know I ripped a lot on the flowers. So that was 2 big finishes. And I think what helped me on the finishes is that every year, quilting group that I belong to online, we've been together for probably over 25 years, because I don't quilt anymore. And a lot of people don't quilt, they knit in that group. I'm the only one that cross stitches, but they indulge me and let me put my cross stitch goals on every year, because we have, we choose 12 projects and then they get called one a month randomly. So Cardinal Points and Christmas Garden were both on that list. And I kind of looked through my 12 to see how much I had done or if I could touch all of them quickly kind of thing. And then I just finished those 2. So that's 2 off my list of 12, but one of my numbers on there is a bunch of small samplers, like 5 small samplers. So I really had 16 on there to begin with. So I'm not down that far. I'll show you those because I did work on most of those. Then I restarted this, and this is also on that list. And it is Alphabet Blocks by Carriage House Samplings. And I've had this for ages because I started this on linen. So like, what was I thinking, right? Me. So that's why I restarted it. I only had 1 block. And Abby Bella Stitch is stitching this for Stitch Your Alphabet. That's a hashtag. So I should hop on there. The next time I work on this, I'll post to that hashtag. And this is on, I think it's Heritage. Oh, what is this? It might be Earthen. It's by PTP. It's kind of a brown one. And I did all the blocks. And I did that while I was babysitting because I didn't have to look. And then I started doing these. And I'm doing this with the DMC. And it's all the called for colors, and I did make some mistakes. Like this one I made a mistake, so that this top thing is too low, so I'm filling it in funky, but I'm trying to follow the pattern. And I think it's cute. My grandson looks at the angel, he calls it an angle, even though I said it's an angel. I think he kind of thinks it's an eagle. I don't know. He knows how to say eagle. And then I was on another Carriage House Samplings kick. This is also on my 12. And it's Hopeful. And I started this and I couldn't get the colors to look like the cover. So I went back and I had bought a few of the NPI. So then I went back and bought the rest of the NPI. And it doesn't really look like the cover anyway. Because this whole thing, I think it looks a little bit red. And this is on Ancient, 16 count PTP Ancient. And I like it because there's a lot of fill-in you can do. But see, the brick color is so pink. And in this, the brick looks red, but it isn't. It's pink. But I think it's called brick. I don't know the color. It's some NPI color. And this is everything called for except for the black. I'm using Anchor. And for the black, I use 2 strands, and some of the dark stuff, I'm going to have to use 2 strands. I think the fence is an NPI that's not black, but it's almost black. That was 2 strands. Because some of the coverage is just not good because it's on 16 counts. So right, what did I expect? But you can see a lot of it through a lot of the fabric in there. This has a lighter color around it, so that is stitched around the snake. And it's very fun. I finished the 2 trees, and I finished about half the fill-in you see on the hills and stuff this last time that I picked it up. And I put the birds in, and I think that's about it. I might have done a little bit of this house. Did the fence. The fences are all wrong. There's mistakes on both of those fences. La 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 la. Yeah, I can't stitch. I almost finished this, which was a stocking shepherd's bush. It's mostly this stocking Thomas. And this is on 14 count Vintage Country Mocha, which is a Zweigart printed color. So it's a little bit mottled. And I should have just gone ahead and finished this because this was just going to be for my house. So I have to put my grandson's name, and I'm thinking of making one for me and also one for my husband. And I put this in from a different pattern, the train. So really all that's missing is there's like a few things down here, like the snowman, like these things, and a little bit of, I guess, pasture. And I don't think I'm putting any of the buttons in this, but it's very close to being done. Yeah, well, I'm just doing them to be decorations, not really to use. Okay, and I didn't print out the cover pages for this. This is City Christmas by Stitching with the Housewives, and it is on the Be Stitch Me color that I got in a Friday night fight night, so it doesn't have a name. And I'm almost done with this. This is 4 separate charts of City Christmas. Each chart has, this is one chart, these 2 houses are one chart, and then, yeah, it's really two buildings per chart, or a building and a car. And there's a lot of snowflakes still left over here, and some trees on top of the roofs, but it's pretty close to being done. And I have to fill in the church and the 2 houses. This block is almost done except for the snowflakes. And I think I used almost all the called for colors except for I added a darker green, and I changed the roofs to gray because I think they stitched this on black, so I must have had to add the black also. It's super cute, and it's almost done. And I did start City Winter. I think this is on Mirage, but that's all I have done for City Winter. It's the same idea. It's 4 separate charts. And I worked a little bit on Jingle Bell Cafe, and I don't know why I don't have the cover page because this I actually bought as a hard pattern. So I got sent the cover page. And I don't know who this is by. It might be Stitch Me. Who does this kind of, but it's a chalkboard color. Or it might be dirty chalkboard. I don't know. Some kind of almost black color. And that's how much I have done on Jingle Bell Bakery. No, Jingle Bell. This is Jingle Bell Cafe and Bakery. So it might be called Jingle Bell Cafe. I really wanted that one and I was so excited, but I didn't start it right away when I got it, so it kind of lingered. Here's a Christmas ornament I didn't finish. This is also on Picture This Plus. It's probably Mirage. This is out of, see, this is so helpful. It's out of one of the, it might be the 2022 just cross-stitch Christmas ornament, but, or it might be out of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. I think this might be out of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, the winter one, and it's not the full pattern because they didn't really have small patterns in that issue. But I just finished this, and all I have to do is fill in the black on his body, his wing, and then the black on the birch tree. So I didn't need the pattern anymore, so I didn't have it out. But I did not finish that one in time to give away. Okie dokie. So then this morning I started City Valentine's 1, and there's 3 of them out so far by Stitching with the Housewives. That's 3. Here's 2. Very pink, which I like, but I also added purple because I know Priscilla doesn't like purple, so there's not purple in here. I think this is 16 count. I know it's white Zweigart Ada. And I also used black instead of black coffee. Pink I used was pink champagne. I used an HDF for the darker color that's supposed to be red. It's like a dark pink red. And they used ribbon red? Yeah, ribbon red. It's supposed to be ribbon red and sea Shelley, but I changed it to pink champagne. And also, this color of the roof was supposed to be ecru, but I'm using, what is it called? Somebody's name, Lilac by Classic Colorworks. And it looks pink though. But that's fun. And, oh, I changed the colors of the roses because they were all supposed to be pink. And I'm gonna just do them all together like I was doing for the City Winter and City Christmas. Those are fun and a lot of stitching, but still fun. Okay, so that's my regular whips and new starts, and I did go through. I did stitch a little bit on all of, I think almost all of my 12 that I chose for my quilting group. And then I had, this is my new starts that I had for 12 by 12, hashtag NYE 12 by 12 on New Year's Eve that Kia B and Pam from Just Keep Stitching hosted. And I started Strawberry Fair, and this is on just some pink Ada. And my old thing I started is showing through. And stunning, right? Oh, it's like this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can't even see the part I started, it's that. But that's really cute. And so I'm hoping to get that done by, you know, summer. To me, that says summer. And then I bought this from Kitten Stitcher, but I don't think she has anymore. It's called, I always say the wrong thing, Light Unto My Path. Oh, it says, it's Thy Word is a Lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. And this is on Cafe au Lait Fiber on Wind 16 count. And I just was working on the border. And I'm trying to make this maybe 2 colors. So this is Coal by Weeks so far. And then I bought this one. It's an old la-di-da called Backyard Birds. And I did change the colors on it. And this is on Bestitch Me, Not Another Sampler is the name of the color. 16 count. And I got one of the flowers and part of a bird done. I'm not sure if I like the flowers like that, because she has them just white and then they're out. Oh no, she has them tan outlined in white. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that one. We'll see if those flowers stay that color. Oh, here comes Maggie. I also started Redbird Sampler by With Thy Needle. And this is on some Heartland. Hi, Maggie. This is on Heartland on PTP. Do you want to sit in my lap? Yeah, I know you're purring. Okay, good girl. No, she goes, no, I'm going to step on what you're putting down. I know. Oh, there's the cat tree. Okay, here. She's lying down on something I still need to show. So I started one of the red birds. And this I'm using, there's an HDF conversion, hand-dyed fibers by Vicki Clayton. So if you search Vicki or hand-dyed.com, I think is what it is, you can find her silks. This was from the Kitten Stitcher sampler box, Little Annie Lewis. And I'm starting this, I think this is on, I do not know what this is. I think it's Wren by Picture This Plus, and I started doing some of the alphabet. And I'm thinking I'm going to keep the colors the way they are, even though it's mostly like brown and red, but I think it's pretty. Yeah, this is a Wren I got that's kind of green. It's kind of weird. Wren isn't always that color, but it was that time. This is also from the Kitten Stitcher sampler box, In Memory of Louisa by Antique Sampler Reproduction. And I love the bright colors on this, and I think the flowers are going to be very beautiful. And this is on Doubloon, Picture This Plus, 16 count, and I started the deer. Some of these are a little more than an hour because I started them a little bit beforehand. So I would just be ready to stitch with some thread hanging. But that one is very pretty. I'd like to get back to these, but I haven't gotten back to them because I was so tied up with my 12 from my quilting group. This I think is maybe 20 count Aida, kind of antique white Aida. And this is the cat from this Lindy Stitches from the Jingle Bell Ball. And this is artwork by Tracy Runyon, which is really funny because I buy Tracy Runyon cat calendars, well, just 2 years, last year and this year. So I thought, oh, it's so cute. I really like that. And then she's talking about the artist. I'm like, that name sounds familiar. And I looked, I'm like, oh, no wonder. My calendar's by her. Also in the box, by Heartstring Samplery, Ye Old Noel. Oh, no, this was not. This was last year's box when she did a box that I did not get. But this was finally released, so everybody can get this Ye Old Noel. Pink, pink, pink. And it says Noel. And then, yeah, I started this and the colors weren't what I thought they would be. Because in here, it looks very blue. I don't know. Very blue-green. But I'm keeping it whatever it happens to be. And this is on PTP Legacy. That other one I said was a brown. PTP might be Legacy. And Sarah Barnes. Okay, this is the one that's from the Kitten Stitcher sampler box. Sarah Barnes by the Scarlet House. This was my favorite from that box. And Kim has a lot of this one done. And so far I just changed it from Sarah Barnes was over 1, so I just put the initials on. And then I started doing, yeah, I changed the colors on this. Instead of white, because my fabric is kind of on the light side. I think this is Fresco by PTP. So the flowers were supposed to be white, so I already changed those to, I already changed the white flowers to pink. So don't ask me, I don't know. I don't know why. I look at it and I like it, I buy it, you know. I mean, I didn't know what it looked like before I bought it. And then, oh yeah, this is white. See, my white wasn't showing up, so I'm gonna have to take that out and put a different color in for the bird's tail feathers. Oops. But I should get that done so I can have some of that fabric, right? Okay, the cat is sleeping on some of this stuff, but here's some of my things from, I guess I'll pull it out from under her. Sorry about that. Let's see. I'll show you the ones that are all in the category of small samplers first. Okay, Anne Topley, or Topley, I think it's Topley, by the Scarlet House. I haven't worked on this lately, but this is, I really like this. I don't know why. This is on Tarnished by PTP, which is it's greener than this. It's like a green-gray color. Beautiful colors on this. And I know I changed some of the colors. I have to start a new pile. I did work on this one, I'm pretty sure. Sheepish Antiques, the EB sampler. And This is also on Wren. See, this Wren is, oh yeah, this Wren is green. I never noticed Wren was so green before. See, I left all this hanging, so I definitely was like right in the middle of something when I stopped, right? Oh, no. So I stitched a little bit, like I filled in some of this over here, and I also looked at this again and thought, oh, I really hate this purple that's in there. If you stitch the sampler, I would suggest changing some of the colors because it's got odd pastels and then just a lot of brown and green. So I like it, but I think I could have liked it more if I'd changed some of the colors and used more like, you know, more reds and darker greens. Okay, and I really should print. I bought this from Girl with a Gavel Stitches, and my daughter printed out all the pattern for me, but she didn't print out the front page. So this is off Girl with a Gavel Stitches Instagram. And this is Elizabeth Strickland. And I'm doing her on some gray fabric. And I don't think I worked on it. Oh, no, I think I did work on some of this. Yeah, I started doing the rows across so I could just pick it up and just do it without looking. And so that's why all those rows are started. And I don't think I did anything on the bottom, but the colors are very pretty and fun to stitch with. Pink and red, green, really vibrant. So this is a very pretty one. So this is one of my like 5 that are small. And so is that EB sampler. And Mary Lindsay, she's also a small sampler by Chessie and Me. And this one, I should have put on a different fabric. This is a Witchelt that is very loosey-goosey. French Cafe Mocha. It's super soft. My cat wants to play with me. And I really love this, even though it is mostly brown and gray too. I mean, brown and green. But it's very pretty. And I think I have most of the, yeah, I went all the way. So this basket is at the bottom, and then just above this is where all the alphabets go. Most of these got put together in the same category because it's a bunch of alphabets and then some motifs on the bottom. And they're only about like 100 by 150 type of thing. And Elizabeth Hunter. Oh my gosh, my cat is making me crazy, by the Scarlet House. And this I'm doing on Fawn by Picture This Plus, which I think is one of my favorites. And I did change, this leaf was supposed to be like a mint green, which just looked out of place to me. And I think I changed, these flowers were supposed to be brown and I changed them to white. Let's see if we can move this away from the cat so you won't be shaking as she cleans herself. Yeah, but this one is pretty fun. And then, oh, I finished, this is a super, oh no, I did. I finished the part I thought I was gonna do, but I think I might add the rest. I finished the bottom part of this, but I have enough room, just barely, to put that in because it's on the same piece of fabric. So, yeah, Elizabeth Hunter's like on the bottom. So this is for Elizabeth Hunter, and then up here is for Eugenia Hoyt. So I put in the K, is all I did. And so I think I am gonna go ahead and put in the letters, because really I think that's all that's left. Yeah. And she doesn't have a border around the outside of her, so it's not even like I'm leaving off the border. And Little Robin Designs. I think you can get this as a PDF too, off of her online shop. Okie dokie. Then I have ones that are not in the small sampler category. So, oops. The cat still manages to be on something. And these I worked on. This one I might not have worked on, but Scarlet House Floral Motif Sampler. And this is also that same brown PTP It's better when they have the tag like stapled on or tacked on with one of those plastic ties, because then I still have it. I think I did do like one of these. Maybe I did this one or that one. But this is very fun because it's very bright. And I'm using the called for, yeah, it looks like cotton overdye. Let's see, my pile is getting messed up. I put Sarah Barnes in the wrong place. Dun, dun. Okay, then I worked on Noah's Ark from Shakespeare's Peddler. It's part of Jenny Bean for the Parlor, which is this huge thing. It's 8 charts long, and I finished the first 2, the alphabets and the Eden one. And then I was working on this, and this is the one that I crazy started all of them during 24 hours of cross stitch one time. So I've been working on the Noah's Ark, and so there's a little town down here that's under the, ooh, the cat fell and dug into my lap with her nails. She didn't fall all the way to the floor though. She does do that. So there's a little town under the water that I was working on, and I just have to fill in the cloud. But I did a lot of I filled in the roof, and I filled in the rest of the windows. So the rest of the top of the ark needs to be filled in, and the rest of the bottom of the ark needs to be filled in. And then the little houses under there. It's a whole little town. So lots of little windows. But this one is on wren. And see, this wren is not green. It's got like gold on it. So I don't know. This is the wren that I used to know and love. And the wren I have now is the wren I put up with. This one, look what I did to this. I don't know why. So this is Barbara Anna, All Creatures Great and Small. Or is it just called All Creatures? No, All Creatures Great and Small. And this one I restarted like 3 times. It's on 18 count Tyco. And I think I'm doing it with 1 thread. I think that's the problem. Because I've started it with 1 thread and 2 threads, and it's just huge. So 18 count Tyco, 1 thread. And like a single ply of thread. And I think it will work fine because 18 count Tyco is not really 18 count. It's probably more like 20. It's, shrinks up. So this one, I think I did do some of this. I think I really only had the 2 keys done and part of the roof. So I think I did fill in like down here and filled in this one when I picked it up. So I did a tiny bit. This one I think I'm giving up on because I hate the fabric. Some are Quakers, and I'm doing it on a 14 count because I bought the Valdani thread, which is 3 ply, and you use it all together. So you have to do it on 28 or 14. And this is just a Witchelt, and the holes are super big and ugly looking. So see how big the holes are? You can see with the sun. The holes are so big, and then I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough Valdani left because I've already used that much of it. So I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna turn this into, I think, a pin cushion, and like I maybe finish this. I don't know with what. Maybe I'll finish that with DMC and turn it into a pin cushion, and maybe try and buy some different pink. Like PTP makes a pink. Maybe I could do a 14 count of that. And then this one. Oops, my Eugenia Hoyt is sitting around. This one is Dutch Beauty. And I know Brenda Holzman's working on this one. And I started it and was going up the side. And so I did do a little bit more work on it. And this goes surprisingly fast. So I have this much done on it. And this is a huge piece of Legacy by Picture This Plus. Gosh, I have natural light. You think it would be the right color, but it's kind of the right color back there. I think I was working on the peacock. Is that right? Or no, I was going up, so I must have been working on here. I started the peacock and was going up. So I'm all the way up to here. So I'm almost halfway up the side, and it didn't really take that long to do that. It was just like two stitching sessions to go up the side. So just multiply by like, 20. I don't know. No, like 40. See how long it'll take. Don't know. I really like that one though. I think it's beautiful and I really enjoy it. And so my 12 things are not to get finished because I'm not going to finish that this year. So my 12 things are just to work on or focus on when the number gets called by my quilting group. Okay, then the last thing I'm going to show you that I'm working on is, and I did work on this a bit, Church Doll Roll Up by Heartstring Sampler. It's an older pattern because it's a photo. And she has two different versions of colors. This is the old, faded one, and this is a little bit more vibrant. And you make it into a roll up with a doll, and give, like kids used to have it rolled up, and it was a quiet toy to play with during church. I think that's how it got the name. Oh my gosh. She just, okay, now she's sitting on my bed. And I totally changed the colors on this, and I started this a while ago, and so I might not have even been into samplers when I started this. And this is also PTP, some kind of aqua color. And it's only this big. And so I worked on both of these trees, and I took out a color that I didn't like. I used some really weird peach color, so I took that out. So I like it a lot better now. And yeah, I think, and so I'm not using the call. Oh, do I need to tell you that? I'm not using the call for either of the call for colors because I just was doing it brighter. But I really think it's cute, and you can't really see the whole thing, but there's going to be like a butterfly and more houses. So these are the trees I'm on. So I think that's a barn, I'm not sure. So I am looking forward to doing that, finishing it up. Okay, so that's the last thing I worked on. And let's see what else. Oh, the cat is sitting right on my haul. I'll show you this. I found this in my stash. I really want to start. I think I might start this February 1st for Colorado Cross Stitch Winter Camp, Winter Cross Stitch Camp. You're supposed to start or continue one in a series. And so I'm considering this my series of small samplers that I'm doing. So this will just be another one. It's 100 by 100, I think. Has an alphabet on it. So to me, it goes with the other ones. And why not start another one? Although I have 5 going that I haven't finished. I probably have more going that I just didn't even get in that. I bought some Artiste, this is Hobby Lobby, Swigart. It's called Vintage Taupe, and it totally looks like Vintage Country Mocha. And I realized I can fit a stocking on here. So when I make my stocking and my husband's stocking, I bought 2 of these. So we can have our decorative stockings matching our grandson. And if we have more grandkids, I'll make some more. But they're not really gonna get used for stockings because my daughter has her own decor ideas and really prim, vintagey stuff. Does not fit in. They have like store-bought knit stockings, cabled, like solid. They're red or white or red and white. Who is my daughter, right? I bought some more of this stuff. I bought this on eBay. This is Newport linen, 28 count. I love it. I just bought some more of it from Acorns and Threads. I just bought all they had. Thanks, Janine. And Margaret the enabler. She's gonna tell me that was not her fault, which is right. That particular fabric was not her fault. And yay, I finally got this in the mail. I bought it off Etsy. It didn't come. She told me to wait longer. I waited 2 more weeks, didn't come. So I bought it off eBay because I saw Abby had this. So we have to sell this, Abby. Get ready. We've got to start the big one, right? It's not that bad. Like usually I don't like viney stuff like this. Like the blackbird vines kill me, but it doesn't look that bad when I look at the pattern. Okay, is that all? No, I still have more. Hopefully at the end of this, I will put on a couple of pictures that I have of ornaments that I FFO'd, because I did a lot of FFOing in Christmas. I did a wee Santa stand-up, and that's by Heart and Hand. And then I also finished a Prairie Schooler Santa that says Noel on it as a ornament. And I FFO'd Tiny Town Christmas on a long pillow, and that was by Heart and Hand also. And I stayed up until like 1:45 in the morning on December 23rd FFOing stuff. I did Priscilla and Chelsea ornament, It's Beginning to Look Like Christmas. I made that into an ornament. And one that's called 'Tis the Season, and a Santa that says Jolly. And 2 little like finger puppet Santas that I made for my grandson. One of those was Stitching with the Housewives. One of those was, who was the other one? I think it was Heart in Hand. That might be wrong, but it's tiny. And then I FFO'd a cat outline one, which I think was Britter Cup, that I had finished. Like some of these ornaments I had finished for years, and I finally FFO'd them. And then I also stitched and FFO'd a Bendy Stitchy from Just Cross Stitched, the ornament issue this last year, 2022, and it was 2 marshmallows holding hands, because my daughter-in-law likes making marshmallows, and she has on Instagram, she has Marshmallow Machinations, is a channel that she just shows my son tasting different flavors of marshmallows she makes. So it's kind of fun to watch that. I mean, it's on Instagram, right? She should be happy to have people follow her. And I finished Under the Sea Sal, and I don't know where it is, or I would have brought it in here. I didn't do the bottom. I didn't do the top. I barely did the sides. I do have to put a couple squiggles in. So that's about as finished as Christmas Garden is, where I have to put the initials on Christmas Garden, the 5 sets of initials. I'm going to put all my family, my husband, and my husband's, mine, and my 3 kids are going to be on there. And so the Frosted Pumpkin Salad is about as finished as that one is too. So I just count them as finished, right? I also FFO'd a Prairie Schooler Owl in the Moon, but there's no picture of that because I took it over to my grandson to let him play with it. So, so I also have some haul. I bought HDF. I bought some more silks. Thank you, Abby. I got the sampler red ones, and then I got a few pinks. She has some things like, she'll say this is like classic Colorworks Blushing Beauty, so you know it's similar to it. So I go through and I find some of the ones that are like pinks that I like in the overdyed cotton that like Gast or Classic Colorworks or Weeks does, and then I buy those. So I bought some pinks and some reds and a couple of blacks. Like I like kind of off black color, like a lighter black, like soot. I got the HDF that's supposed to be equivalent to soot color. And oh my goodness, blah 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 blah. This is a long one for me. I hope everyone is enjoying all the whip parades. I started doing like Sarah Stitching Mommy does. I think she does it in her birthday month, and so my birthday month is May, and that's when I did a whip parade last year. But for some reason, I had started my Christmas whip parade. I did in like November one year. So when I did my full whip parade, I didn't include any Christmas in it. So, are you guys watching this? This was attached to me. So I got it off if you were worried about that and was bugging you. So my whip parade does not include my Christmas, the last whip parade I did, but I'll think about that. I might do a full whip parade, including Christmas stuff in May. You know, when nobody else is doing whip parades, and it won't get in the whip parade list, and it won't get a lot of views because it's not on a huge, whip parade list that Jessica Marie does. But I don't care. I'm kind of afraid. I don't even think I ever want to hit 1,000 again, because that's when my channel got lost last time, was when I hit 1,000. So don't need to do that again. Okay. Oh, shoot. I didn't bring it over. I finally FFO'd almost the Friscornu. It might be Friscornu. I bet it's Friscornu because it's Frida Kahlo. So it's Friscornu, like Biscornu. And it's free. It's by Barbara Anna. I wonder if it's on Creative Poppy. I'm not sure. If you can find Barbara Anna's blog or Creative Poppy, it might be there. So I stitched it years and years ago, and I finally stuffed it and stitched it as I was stuffing, and it only needs a button in the middle, and then that is done. Done. All done. It's all done in sign language. Done. I don't think anything new has been going on. I saw my older son and his girlfriend. That was fun. It was too bad they were coming to get my daughter's old car because they were having such trouble with their car, getting it repaired. They'd already had a rental car for 6 weeks, and the insurance company had long since stopped paying. They were hit in a hit and run, and the person had insurance. They found out later because their car camera, it has a built-in camera with a flash drive. So they caught the person, and they didn't prosecute because they're lazy and they didn't want to do anything else. So they just left it up to insurance. So the other insurance is paying, but then they had another problem with their car. And so now there's a fight between the auto manufacturer and the body repair place, like whose fault it is that the screen went black. So, oh, Abby, it's like your Bella Stitch auto repair. It's like car repair stories. Has nothing to do with me, really, not my car. Been babysitting. It's good because my grandson is gonna be 2 in a couple months, so he can kind of play by himself a little bit. He plays with little Duplo dudes, and hooray, he can keep himself entertained, and I can just sit there talking, and I don't have to be in there, moving the little dudes around myself. So I can stitch sometimes, so that's pretty good. And I can read a book and stitch at the same time. Sorry for saying my husband says super loud on the phone, and I'm like, oh, you're so loud when you say it. He doesn't really believe me, and no one else tells him that. Only your wife is going to tell you that, right? So I think that's it. I hope everybody is stitching and happy, and tell me what you've been stitching on. You don't have to say what you were actually stitching on the moment you were watching or listening to this, but just in general, what kinds of things have you been stitching on? Do you have any plans for New Year's stitching? The only thing I have planned is that one embroidery one by Nikki's Creations embroidery garden that I showed. Oh, you can almost see the pattern. And I'm going to start this one too. Even though, as soon as I tell myself, okay, good, you have 2 finishes, you can have 1 start for 2 finishes, and then I have like 3 starts, right? Because I just started the Valentine one too. And then if I start these 2, it's okay. I don't really have a full whip count anyway. All right. Thank you for watching.